Do you feel stuck in your current job? Or you may have created your own business and it may be a really successful business, but you're just feeling a little bit bored. When you have feelings like this, the instant feeling can be, or the instant thought goes to, I need to change my career, I need to change my job, I need to look how I can exit my business. And ultimately, the thoughts go to, I need to do something different. Now, while that is a normal thought progression to have, it's actually the wrong question. Because what you really need to be thinking about is not changing your job, but actually changing your earning capacity. And that's what I want to be going through today. So I want to really take you through the process of how you can confront this question. You may be feeling stuck in your career or you're wondering what the next step is. And can I encourage you that the next step isn't to exit the career or exit the profession that you've been involved in for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, or even longer than that, but to change your earning capacity. And this is a concept which I call earn from your expertise. You could say this is how you monetize your knowledge or how you get paid for what you know. Before we get in and unpack this, just in case we haven't met yet, my name is Aaron Young from 7-Figure Coaching. And everything I'm teaching you here is what I've learned from my own business of creating a 7-figure brand. And if you want to get started and really know how you can start that same process, you may be a professional, you may be in the hobby niche, whatever the situation is, but you know that you've got a skill set that you can teach other people. And if that's you and you want to know how you can start to earn from your expertise and teach people what you know and also monetize that knowledge, I want you to look at the show notes and also follow that link in the description and you can get my earn from your expertise roadmap. Or if you're just listening to the audio version of this, you can just go to 7figurecoaching.co/start. That's 7figurecoaching.co/start and you'll get all of the information there. But with that said, let's get into today's episode. I want to start with what prompted this episode. And where it started is I go to a local gym, and just before I was about to start my workout, there was a guy I heard, in the next sort of squat rack over from me, and he was talking to someone about starting a course. And this course was all about teaching people how to do their own exercise programs. And I got chatting to him because I'm a bit of a course creation nerd. So whenever I hear anyone say anything like this, my ears pricked up and I just started the conversation with him. And I asked him what made him thought about creating his own courses. And it came from a discussion that he had with another friend, because at this time he was looking at leaving the fitness industry and becoming a real estate agent. And his friend just said this powerful line to him, and it was all about, why are you wasting that 15 years of experience that you've got in your industry? Surely there can be another way that you can earn more money and monetize from that. And so he's now in the process of creating his own course. And that's the same process that I faced. If you don't know my story, I started my own business back in 2010. And then from there, just, the way that it happened, we couldn't get a digital agency or a marketing agency to really understand what we were trying to do. So the campaigns were failing. Remember, back in 2010, the digital marketing landscape was very, very different back there. So I took on the management, I took on the marketing, and I learned how to use Google Ads. And then from there, I found out that I was quite good at it. We ended up building our own boutique agency. I was consulting to other digital agencies. And it was really around about 2018, 2019, I just felt like I needed some sort of change. And I remember having some longer discussions with my wife. And it was just kind of, we're going around the same hill of, we're going, we don't necessarily want to go out and start another business. At that time I was getting to my late 30s. I didn't want to feel like I was starting from scratch in my same industry. But then when I looked over the next, 20, 25, 30 years of my working life, I didn't want to be doing the exact same things. But then at the same time, I didn't want to waste all of that experience and knowledge that I built up in that industry. And that's where we started to undergo this course creation process. Then COVID hit, which, put a bomb in all of those plans like it did for many people. So we picked it up again in 2021. And that was the first time I saw a video about this whole concept of course creation. It was a YouTube video from another creator. Many of you may have heard of him. His name's Graham Cochran. I went through his course, went through his community, and we sold our first ever course in February 2022. And then just fast forward 2 short years, in February 2024, so just a couple of months ago, we hit the $1 million US. So this is all in US dollars. We sold $1 million worth of courses on the Kajabi platform. And then just a couple of weeks ago at the Australian Kajabi sessions, I became a top 3 earner for the Kajabi producers in Australia. So it was by all reports, what you'd call a success. But for me, it's not just about that money. And what I want to go through now is I want to take you through the 3 reasons for why, if that's you, if you're feeling like you're just a little bit stuck and you don't know what the next step is, I want to give you 3 compelling reasons for why you should seriously look at not leaving your industry, but just changing your focus and earning from your expertise. And the first thing is that it refreshes your love for your industry. Like I said, by the time that I started my first course and started my YouTube channel and went down this whole process of becoming a content creator and an educator for Google Ads, because that's the niche that I was involved in, I'd become a little bit sick of the Google Ads industry and the PPC industry. And it was a strange feeling for me because I absolutely loved digital marketing. I still love it. The reason why I loved it so much was because it allowed me to launch our first business. So it really was life-changing. And I don't just say that lightly. But working in front of a computer, managing Google Ads campaigns day in, day out, week in, week out for, at that time, over 12 years, it can become, for want of a bit of a word, a little bit boring. Like it's just that constant daily grind of doing the same thing over and over and over again. But by switching a little bit, just switching tangent a little bit and focusing on teaching people how they could build their own Google Ads campaigns, because that's what our first course was about, it really refreshed my love for the industry. Because what I was able to do is I was able to share my knowledge and what I loved about Google Ads with other business owners and other people who are wanting to learn Google Ads. And that's start off. If I only got that out of it, it would be amazing, because we're getting these testimonies from people all parts of the world, basically saying that we had saved their business. We had really allowed them to grow and scale their business. So it was refreshing my love for my business and for my niche, because what I was now doing is I was not just selling my skills so people would pay me to run their own Google Ads campaigns. I was empowering them so they could run them themselves, and they were getting the wins, and it was meaning so much to them and also me. So the first compelling reason for why you should start really looking to earn from your expertise is because it'll freshen your love for your industry. The second thing is that it opens up your network and new opportunities. I've got to be honest, I'm not the biggest networker, and I know that does actually sound quite weird for people. You see me on YouTube, instantly you think that I would love all of that stuff, but it's just never really been something that I've overly loved. But what I have loved is by starting up my own YouTube channel in the Google Ads niche. We've now got the largest YouTube channel. It's allowed me to interview people from all over the world and have, after the interviews, some of my favorite parts is actually just really real conversations about, how they got into the industry, how they're going in the industry. Other times, when we're on camera and off camera, we'll switch strategies. And I found it really, really, once again, freshening up my love for the industry that I've been involved in for so long, is actually getting to really get to know and communicate with some other leaders in that industry. And then the third compelling reason for why you should really look to earn from your expertise and start monetizing your knowledge that you have worked so hard for is that it allows you to help more people than ever possible. I did mention this before about some of the testimonials we've got, and I just want to read one of them here. This was a young guy in another country, and he said, I'm a piano teacher, and I did pretty well last month with the ad groups and keywords. That's just some specific Google Ads talk. The information that I provided helps a ton. I made over $1,500 in new revenue in February alone, and it's changing my life. Thank you, bro, for everything you do. It really does make a difference. And I could give you example after example of testimonial that we've had. We did a sales launch of a product, and it was near my birthday, and I had people sending me Starbucks vouchers so they could shout me a coffee. I had other people from other countries wondering how they could, get a carton of beer to me to thank me. And that's what really blows me away with this, is that the things that I thought came really naturally to everyone, I didn't realize how hard I'd worked to really understand how those things work. And then when I was teaching those concepts to other people, they were so thankful for the knowledge that, they wanted to reach out, and not only testimonials, but some of them are working out ways that they could send me gifts just as their way of saying thanks. So that's why I want to really encourage you, if you're feeling stuck in your career, if you wanted to refresh, your love for what you could teach people to do, can I really encourage you to really take this whole concept of earning from your expertise, for getting, monetizing your knowledge really, really seriously, because becoming a course creator or an online coach or building your own paid communities is a way that you can have a greater impact on way more people than you ever thought was possible. Thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And remember, if you do want to find out some extra information about how you can start your own journey, make sure you see those show notes. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure sure you give the channel a like and subscribe. If you're listening on your various podcast platforms, also make sure that you leave those reviews for us because it does help, and it helps me to continue to provide as much free content as I can for you each and every week. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Bye.